and welcome back once again to Let's Play Motorsport Manager with the Phoenix Knights Racing Team. Here we are, it's round 11, we're back at Phoenix. There's only 4 races left. Sundin clinging on for dear life to the championship, as are the team. It's going to be a grandstand finish, I can feel it in my waters. In the last session, Sundin was below par, possibly due to her injured neck, and Valdez stepped up for the team. He took second place, only just missing out on first due to Vidal having either a tyre or a fuel problem in the closing moments of the last lap. Today we're hoping to see Sundin perform a little bit better. Right, a couple of things to sort out before we dive into the race weekend. We have a new sponsor offer available. Always a welcome sight, and this is a 5-star deal. Broadlake Clothing, 1 million up front and 650,000 per race. We'll take it. It's a damn good offer. A damn good offer. How does that put us in the finance section? Pretty much as we were, really. Alright. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to have a quick look at the car. We have been continually improving the performance of our parts now. For the last few races, we want to ensure that we have our parts as good as they can be, because there's still some performance deficit between the current level and the max level of all the parts that we are using, pretty much. So we're working like troopers behind the scenes to get our performance levels up. We are still doing a little bit of reliability work, but as you can see, not a great deal. 1% per day, split across 4 parts. It's very slow progress, but all the parts are above 75, and although that doesn't mean that we're completely and entirely 100% safe in terms of being able to push our cars, it's good enough to get us to the end of the race unless we do something foolish. Now, what I have noticed as I've been checking both cars out is that this little component here, this lead designer component that we've been using occasionally, gives us plus 40 performance on each part in the race, but it also gives minus 10 reliability. Didn't know that, but it does. And the only change I have made to Sundin's car, I looked at the performance across both cars. Sundin's car overall is slightly better. Somebody said that Valdez might be having a better car because he's suddenly coming alive in his performances again. The only difference is that Valdez had these plus 40 on 3 parts and Sundin had none. So in the race, he's getting effectively an extra 120 performance points across the board. So I've switched out Valdez's front wing to Sundin, so she gets at least a little bit of a performance boost from that part in the race. Valdez still has the two bonuses. So in the race, his car is slightly better by about 30 points. In the qualifying, Sundin's car's better because these don't come into effect. Of course, Valdez has the racer trait as well, which gives him plus 2 to all stats in the race, which is why he's a better racer than he is a qualifier. Combine that with Sundin's damaged neck, and that's probably why he's outperformed the past couple of races. Anyway, we'll see how things develop going forward. Right then, so that's that sorted. Last thing to go over is a very quick look at the final team, really, that I want to look at that we haven't seen, a potential rival, although they have not been doing as well as they should be, hence why the chairman is extremely disappointed. It is McNeil Racing, who have got Sabardo driving for them, who we've seen in the last season. He's not great, he's average, he's 3-star, he's doing a good job though, consistent pretty much, unless he gets screwed over by strategy. And Woodford, who's actually their better driver, although he's down as their number 2, and Sabardo's their reserve. So I don't know what's happening in this team. It's very backwards, but yeah, Woodford, he's actually pretty decent, and he's British. Always nice. Their staff, a little bit shoddy really, nothing to write home about, but their car is the best in the championship, hence why they have been a massive disappointment this season. Their drivers are down in 6th. Our driver's still down in 3rd due to Sunday's neck issues. Their headquarters are better than ours, but only slightly. And their staff, yes, down there in 5th. Sponsors not too bad. Chassis, run of the mill, based in the United States. It's McNeil Racing. We know who they are. We know who you are, McNeil. So I think that's pretty much everything done. And this is absolutely going to be the world's most boring race because it's a complete lap of the oval track. It's a speedway. We're just going round and round and round and round. Oh, marvellous. Absolutely flipping marvellous. We're going to try and see if we can get 3rd or above. Why not? The parts are fit. The parts are done. Should be easy to set the car up, shouldn't it? See you in qualifying. Okay, so practice is done and dusted, and we topped the timesheets again. As predicted, it was a fairly straightforward setup, which meant that we got a large amount of time to optimise our trims and even have time to set flying laps in qualifying setup. So as you will be able to see very shortly, in fact, it's good news all round because we have maxed out everything. Soft tyres, medium tyres, qualifying trim, and the whole damn shebang. Now we're going to be faced with a very, very interesting situation because, as you can see here, we've got light footage, which makes medium tyres wear more slowly. Combine that with the fact that medium tyres can do 11 to 13 laps, and the race is 26 laps, I believe. This might make it viable to do a one-stop if we did something like this. You know, if we did race trim and light footed, do 2 stops on the medium tyre, could be a possibility. Doing 1 stop, sorry, 2 stints on the medium tyre. Interesting indeed. But we're not there yet. We've got to qualify first. We'll see where we qualify, and that will determine what strategy we use in the race. So qualifying trim and soft tyres for qualifying. For Sundin, Valdez doesn't have medium tyre wear, so he's going to have to do 2 stops for certain. Qualifying trim and soft tyres for the time being. Qualifying setups are good. Soft tyre. Soft tyre. Now the lap is so short here that we could get away with doing, you know, like 3 hot laps, maybe even 4. But we really don't have the tyres for it, unfortunately. Which means we're going to have to time our hot laps to perfection. Because if we get hampered, we're pretty much screwed. Pretty much screwed if we get hampered here. So let's see what happens. Now, do we want to go out early? Track grip isn't good. I don't think we want to go out early here. We can pick our spots extremely well due to the fact we've got plenty of time and the lap is very short. So it's just a case of just trying our best to find a gap. And I'm going to do it one at a time here. This is how vital it is to find that gap. I'm going to send them out one at a time rather than the usual 2 by 2 and really try and focus on getting a gap here. And nobody's going out just yet. So what we'll do is we'll have the first batch of people go out, come around, they'll all be on hot laps, wait for them to do their out lap, their in laps, then come out when they're doing their in laps, because most of them will go back into the pits at that point. So all these cars that are coming out now are going to be doing their hot laps next, and then coming in to do an in lap afterwards. It's going to be hard to keep track of it eventually, but this is going to help us here. So as we see, as we look at this here, we want to wait until most of these people are on in laps before we make a move. Give us the best chance. You know, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll do this and I'll wait and I'll be patient and I'm still going to find traffic. Okay, so now we've got the early goers are now coming in for their in laps. A lot of these early goers now on their in laps. There they go. A couple of people still in the pits, of course, that's us. A lot of the early goers now on their in laps. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Right, so who is on a hot lap? We've got all of these guys, so basically all of these guys. 15, who's 15? Shah. Shah is on his hot lap, he's just about to finish. He's going to go over for his in lap. 17, he's going into an in lap. 15, 19 and 16. 17 will be going on to an in lap. 18, 15. Why are these going so slow? 19 and then 20. That will be the last car on an in lap. Everyone else is on a... There we go. So now is the perfect time. Perfect time to go out. Perfect time. So Sunding's going out now. Perhaps we should have timed this better because she's going to have to go round and then come back out again. Okay, I wasn't got time to do this messing around here, so we'll do it 2 by 2 as usual. Trouble the way, so you've got people now coming out again, so hopefully they won't get in our way. So you've got a few people coming out of the pits now. Right, there's Sundin. She's on a hot lap, and has she got traffic? No, she hasn't. What's Valdez doing? Why did Valdez go back into the pits? Did he not do a lap? Why has he gone back in? He didn't even do a lap. Get yourself out, man. What are you doing, you fool? I don't think we turned the auto on for him. Sundin goes in 8th. She's only 3. Well, she's only 3/10 slower. It's a very short lap, so it's nothing to be harping on about. But Valdez now on his proper hot lap. He just wasn't feeling it. He just wasn't feeling the car on that first installation lap. Decided to come in, tweak a couple of settings, and now he's going to put pedal to the metal, and he's already 4/10 down on pole position time. This does not bode well. It puts him way down. It puts him way down the field here. Valdez, 19th position. That is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Right, we're going to send something out again. We're going to send her out on fresh tyres, and we're going to just pray. Just going to pray that she finds a nice little gap. I have a sneaky feeling this race is going to be an absolute flipping nightmare. I really do. Right, come on, Sundin. I mean, look at the brake temps. You don't need to brake on this track anyway. What are you talking about? You just put your foot down and drive round, don't you? Who needs brake temps? Here she goes. She's already 3/10 down on pole position. This is going to be a slower time. What on earth is going on with these guys? They just seem to be struggling all of a sudden. Valdez is going out now. Sundin. Oh, faster second sector. Oh! She's up to 7th. She's moved up. She's got a faster time. She got a faster time than her first lap, but it's still not good enough to put her higher than 7th. She could probably get another lap in if she really tried, but at this point, I think we may as well just leave it as it is. Right, Valdez, he really must put his foot down now. He really must put his foot down. I'm just hoping that it was the fact that we used a used set of tyres on his lap that slowed him down a little bit. And it's not the fact that he's just absolutely hopeless. He's not faster. He's not faster than his fastest sector time here. And we've got traffic. He is faster for the second sector time. He might go better, but there's another car in the way. Come on, Valdez. We need this. 13th. 13th, which is usually round about where he qualifies. This is going to be a very arduous race. I can just feel it. There's no corners. There's no strategy, really, is there? I mean, you just drive around and round and round. Yeah. Okay. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? It's Sunday that I'm kind of like torn here. Navarro, look at this. The Esprit car, the second half of the season, has just suddenly come alive from nowhere. Pole position for Navarro. I'm quite worried here. He could be our main contender for this title going forward. Fiori and Vidal. This is going to be a track that probably suits them with a faster car. This is all about speed, this damn track. Molly Fox in 4th, Shah in 5th, and Woodford in 6th for McNeil. Sundin qualifying 7th, which is roughly the average where she's qualified all season. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Valdez 13th, which again is usually roughly where he qualifies. So this is actually nothing out of the ordinary. We usually do better in the race, but I'm not so sure about this one. There's no little tricks or that I can employ here. I can't really see how we're going to do this. I really don't. So the question is, folks, do we do something like this for Sundin and try and eke out a one-stopper? Would it be beneficial for us to do a one-stopper here? It would be touch and go, I feel. She'd have to drive around slowly, and on a track that is built for putting your foot down, driving around and conserving tyres probably isn't the best strategy. I feel almost compelled to try it though. It could go horribly wrong if it doesn't work, because then we're going to have to switch to soft tyres, then we won't get the 15% performance bonus. If we switch to a two-stopper when the medium tyres are wearing too quickly. I mean, how much more slowly do these tyres wear? You know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. God loves a tryer. And for Valdez, it's the usual. Race trim, soft tyres, two-stop. This is going to be two completely different strategies. It's either going to be an absolutely epic piece of strategic genius, or it's going to be an absolute epic car crash. But if we can eke these out to do around about 13 laps, we can two-stop this. We can one-stop this. I'm confused. We're not really going to be pushing too hard. It has to be said, because we're going to have to conserve the tyres. So, but the good thing is, because it's warm weather, we can drive around and conserve tyres. We don't have to push the tyres hard to keep the heat in them, which actually makes them wear slower. So 33 degrees. So this is going to be really, really, really conducive to preserving tyres. I think this one-stop strategy could actually really, really work. Actually considering switching Valdez to it, even though he doesn't have the benefit of the slower wearing medium tyre. But now we'll stick with the old plan here. Well, what we'll do with Valdez is he's going to go for 3 stints on the softs. The soft tyres can last for between 8 to 10 laps. So we'll do. We're going to have to do at least 8 lap stints with a couple of 9s. So we'll start with an 8-lap stint on the earlier tyres, the early start part of the race, because he's going to be pushing hard off the line. And then he can conserve later in the race. Oh, this is going to be so bloody touch and go here. So touch and go. I do not know what's going to happen. We've seen the grid. Right, Sundin. We're going to focus on Sundin here. It's all about Sundin conserving those tyres, making sure that we get a one-stop in and see just see where it takes us. She's going to be heavier fueled, I think, than a lot of the people around her, as Valdez is struggling to get past. Sundin's up into 8th though. It's not bad. It's all about if this one stop is going to work. If everybody else is two stopping, she's got good pace. Right. Sundin is in conserve mode already. She can't afford anything foolish. Valdez up into 9th. Sundin is in the points. It's just a game of watching the tyre wear. That's all it is. Watching the tyre wear. Valdez in 9th. He's looking like he wants to pass Fiore. He does pass Fiore. He's looking like he wants to pass Costa. He does pass Costa, but Fiore's fighting back. He's going up the inside of Sundin now. He's going up the inside of Sabado. Valdez is on the move. Valdez is well and truly on the move. Come on, Valdez. That's it. Just keep your foot down, son. Keep your foot well and truly planted down. Fastest lap of the race for Valdez. Fastest lap of his race, not the race. But he's got a little bit of a gap to find on Navarro as Sundin drops down to 8th position. It's not a problem. It's all about conservation. One stopping. It's all about conservation. As Valdez is looking to pump in another fast sector here. It's his fastest lap of the race again. He's closed the gap on the cars in front. Valdez, he's charging. He's charging. He's closing that gap. .66 laps. He's closing the gap. The tyres aren't massively overly worn. They're not massively hot. Time to push. Time to push Valdez, and he is pushing, and he's going to be sailing past Navarro. See you later, pal, he says. Eat my dust. People are pitting. They are indeed two stopping some of these cars as we thought they might do, as he sweeps around the inside of one Molly Fox. Time to really put the pedal down as he goes into 2nd position. This is exciting stuff. Who said ovals were boring? Right, Valdez coming in for his 2nd stop. He's going to have to make these tyres last a little bit longer. A longer stint. He's going to have to get 9 laps out of these. Just has to be careful with the parts. But other than that, he's doing well. Set a purple sector time there. He really is on the charge. There he goes. A rose between two thorns. As he looks to try and pass Vidal. He does pass Vidal. Does he? He's trying, he's trying, he's trying. As we take Sundin down to conserve now for the last few laps of her stint. Here comes Valdez. He comes into the pits. He changes the tyres. It's a good stop, and we're out. Off we go. Off we go. Right. What we're going to do is we're just going to keep it medium for now. Medium, medium. Tyre wear was a little bit ropey on that first stint. We were down to 17% tyre life. Sundin. It's looking like she's going to struggle, you know. She's looking like she might struggle. All the cars pitting. We are trying to one stop with Sundin. Is it going to work? A lot of cars around her are pitting on lap 10. Are they going to do a second stint, 16 laps? I don't think so. She might be able to make this one-stop work. It's all about patience here. All about patience for Sundin. Just eke out as much as you can from these tyres. Just eke out as much life from them as you can. That's all we can ask. As Valdez, where is he? He's in 10th. He's moving through the field. He's feeling confident. We're going to conserve the tyres because the tyres are important. It's important he has a long stint in this middle sector. Then he can put the hammer down towards the back end of it. But Sundin, 32% tyre life, 31. She's still got to get at least 2 more laps out of these tyres to make the strategy work as people continue to come in the pits. They are going to have to pit again. We don't. I think Sundin is going to pull off a masterstroke here, folks. I think this could well work. Right, I think one more lap for Sundin will do it. There she comes, across the line. Let's remember to pit her. One more lap, then it says stop. And that will do us. In fact, that will probably do us because there's going to be a lap of fuel in the car. Plus that'll be 13 laps. There'll be 13 laps after this stop, will there? Or will there be 14? 13 after the stop. Yeah, that is going to be enough fuel. Do not need to fuel it any heavier than necessary. Right, okay. Fuel in. Tyres are on medium. I'm excited. Sundin may make this work. She's a perfect driver for this. She's got the patience to do it. She doesn't overly stress herself. She doesn't overly push where she doesn't have to. This is a perfect driver for this strategy. A game of patience. Could it fall into her hands? I've got a feeling it might. Whereas Valdez, he just wants to put his foot down. This would be no good for him. The fact that he's having to conserve his tyres now is a bit of a challenge for him. But we're just telling him to be patient. Be patient. Your time will come. You're in 3rd position, Valdez. You're in prime position to pounce. This could be a 1-2 for Phoenix Racing. Not that I'm getting ahead of myself, of course, but it's looking very good. As Sundin pits. She's in. She's pitting. No mistakes, please. Please. She's out. No mistakes. We'll stick her straight on conserve. Give her enough tyres for the end of the race to maybe make a little bit of a push if she has to. Right, where's Vidal? He is starting to eke ahead. Starting to eke ahead. It's okay. It's okay. 54%. We've got enough fuel now to be able to push for a little bit. Just turn the heat up now. Just turn the heat up a little bit. I think we've got enough tyre life to be able to turn the tyres up a touch as well. So this is where we're now going to come back, I think. This is where the race will come back to us as now Valdez makes his push. We've got to get to lap 18, haven't we? Give ourselves an 8-lap final stint. So he's just now looking good. Where's Sundin? Sundin is down in 13th, but she's got a lot of people ahead of her that are probably going to have to pit again, so hopefully she's not panicking right now. Hopefully she's not panicking right now. I mean, Vidal seems to be very, very kind on his tyres, I have to admit. Right, we're going to go push, push. Push, 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 push. Here we go. Push, 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 push. It's high and high. High and high for Valdez. Coming round as he's going to do one more lap before he comes in for his stint. In fact, that's going to have to go down to medium at this point. Right, pit. Final stint. There's going to be 8 laps after the stop, which means we need 8 laps of fuel. If we want to be able to push, we're going to go 9. We're going to go 9 and we're going to push hard. We're going to push hard for the final stint. Have we changed the tyres? Yes, we have. I think we have. Yes, we have. Let's go, go, go. Come on, Valdez. Come on, Valdez. That Vidal. Don't let him get back-to-back wins. Of course, we are going to suffer this lap because of the tyre wear. It's down in the red, but we had to take this. We had to take the hit. We had to take the hit. As Valdez comes into the pits now for his second and final stop. Right, no mistakes. No mistakes. There we go. There we go, and we're out. And we're out. There's a few other people pitting as well, as we expected them to do so, as Sundin cruises round into 6th position. But she's got Valdez right behind her, who doesn't have to conserve his tyres, who's on the softer compound. Valdez is looking dangerous. I thought Sundin was looking good for the win. Maybe she's not quite so good for the win as we thought, because Valdez is going to pass her. She tries to defend, but it's no good. Six laps to go and Valdez is pushing. Vidal has to pit. Vidal has to pit. He's coming out of the pits. It's going to be close. He's coming out of the pits. He's still ahead of us. That is not good news. That is not good news at all. The only question is, are we going to be able to catch him? He's on fresher tyres. I mean, his tyres are already looking shot to bits. Has he put a used set of softs on during that pit stop? He's come out of the pits and they look even more worn than ours, and we've been out a couple of laps longer. I think he's put a worn set of tyres on there. Sundin is down in 9th. I don't know what's happened to her. I think everybody's pitted that needs to pit. I don't... What happened? I thought the strategy was working well. I really did. Right, we're going to go for it now. We're going to push as hard as we can. Vidal is cruising away in the distance, unfortunately. 19% engine problems here. Okay, perhaps we better turn the engine down. Back to high. The engine taking a pounding here. Sundin is in the points. And she is pushing. He's blocking her off. What is he doing, you stupid fool? Get out of the way. Right, we don't think we're going to catch Vidal. This is going to be back-to-back wins for him, which is extremely gutting. I really thought at one point we were looking really good in this one. No point of risking the part, no point of risking it any further. Turning him down to normal. Sundin. She's not going to catch the car ahead either. So Valdez picks up another second position. Back-to-back second places for Valdez. Sundin picking up 5th. I think it's safe to say that the one stopper here didn't work. At one point it looked like it was going to work perfectly. It really did. Perhaps we were just asking too much from the tyres. Because considering that Valdez got second from his position on the grid, I think Sundin, given the same strategy, should have been in a similar spot. Everybody pretty much, yeah, everybody two-stopping. It's only Sundin trying the one-stopper. I mean, to be fair, she did get some points, so it wasn't a complete catastrophe, but I think she could have got more points if she'd have gone and done the normal thing, which was to go 2. Valdez has to be happy with second place. He qualified down in 13th, so this is a good result for him. He's more than happy with that, I would assume. Bad news for us is that it was a first and a third for Chariot, which means they pick up 14 points. Maybe even a fastest lap to boot, which is going to really put the pressure on for the constructors. Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, Fiore with a further 2 points. So 16 points for Chariot, whereas we pick up just the 8 points. Yeah, Woodford getting 4th in McNeil, Sabardo as well in McNeil in 6th. So, yeah, the faster cars, although we're not quite one of the faster cars to be honest with you, but generally speaking, the faster cars performing better on this kind of circuit, which is what we were expecting, really. Let's have a look at the tables then, as we Valdez celebrates second place on the podium. This is very good news for Chariot, one of their best performances of the season in terms of getting both drivers in high positions rather than just one. Let's have a look. Sundin, she's still far ahead of the opposition, but it's just that double points at the end of the season. Race victories worth 20 points. That is massive. That is absolutely massive. So yeah, although it looks comfortable, things could get very, very different come the last race of the season. Vidal, with his back-to-back race victories, he moves up to second place. Fiore moves up to third. Valdez moves up to fourth. 3 drivers on 35 points fighting for the runner-up spot. But, as I said, double points. Any one of these 3 drivers could still win the title. Even Sabardo and Fox, who are both on 33, aren't really out of contention. This championship is very much still alive, but it is Sundin's to lose. And she's doing a good job of it at the moment, isn't she? Right, 92 points for Phoenix Knights, 70 points for Chariot, 22 points the gap. It is decreasing. It's getting tense. Brian Potter cannot afford any more slips. Why does this always happen? I mean, last season it was between my own 2 drivers that went down to the wire, so that was great stuff because there was no pressure on me. We won the Constructors by a country mile. But it was almost like, you know, you could almost think that I sort of script these to happen. 80 days, we managed to complete the game and be victorious with literally on the last day, on the 80th day. I wouldn't be surprised if this damn championship goes down to the very last race, just for the drama of it all. And look at that. Valdez has a new rival. No longer locking horns with Sundin. He's locking horns with Sabardo. He just loves a good rivalry. We did get half of our bonus because we finished second in the race. Alright, so there we go. Once again, another kind of a mixed bag. Valdez doing well, Sundin not doing so well. God help us, when are you going to recover from your damn injured neck? Less than an hour. Right, next race is Munich. Go figure, it's the Asia Pacific Cup. What part of Asia or Pacific is Munich in? I don't know. Obviously it was brought in a vote, and that could play to our advantage because we've been racing on this track many a time in the European Racing Series, and also it might rain in the race. This could be our chance to finally get things going, and Sundin will recover from a dodgy neck. I'm hopeful, I'm confident that the next race is going to be our day. Join me to find out if I'm right. See you soon.